Next, we will jump into understanding what is data visualization. This is an important topic. Not only data visualization is important in Power BI. You take any analytics project, this is one of the important topic. Okay. So what is data visualization? First of all, in one liner, if I have to take, if I have to, tell what is data visualization is all about, right? So transforming your raw data into visual formats like charts, graphs, and maps to make the data easier to understand, interpret, and analyze, right? The idea or the goal is to present the complex data in a way that highlights trends, patterns, outliers in a visually appealing and informative manner. For example, so this chart, for this chart, I have, let's say, we have used 10 million records or 25 million records. Do you think when you go through the records page by page in your Excel sheet, you'll be able to gain the insight quickly? No, right? Though the volume of the data is very high, with this simple chart, you will be able to understand the trends and patterns. And once you understand trends and patterns, you can interpret and analyze, what is the next step that you need to take. For example, when you look at this chart, for example, 6-month data, you have aggregated, and then each weekdays, how much, for last 6 months, in Monday, how much sales we made. In Tuesday, the 6 months, Tuesday alone, how much sales we made. Likewise, we plotted the data here. So this is an aggregated data, okay, of the last 6 months. When you see this, what kind of pattern you can see that? The pattern, what we can see is Saturday and Sunday during the weekend, the sale is more. That is what the pattern we can see it here. So, and also we can say it's a trend because the last 6 months data we took it. It's not last 1 week or last 2 weeks data. It's the last 6 months data we took it and we plotted. So there is a trend that every weekend we can see the sales is more. So as soon as you see this, right? So it tells you the story quick, very clearly. With that, you can come up with some kind of action plan. What kind of action plan? During weekdays, don't stock up more items. During weekend, you can stock up more items, right? You can stock up more items so that all the products can be, most of the products you can sell it during weekend, because weekend only the people can come in. They can afford to come to a shop and buy it. And if you look at the abroad, right, USA and other places, both the parents are working people, okay, husband, wife, 99% to my knowledge, okay. But forget about the senior citizens. Even at the older age also, the senior citizens, they are working, okay. So hence they can afford to visit the shop only during the weekends. So in that case, weekends, only when you stock up more, the customer, when they walk into a shop, they will not get frustrated by saying that these are the products, it is not available, something like that. But weekdays, if you stock up more, what will happen? When it comes to customer, there is no impact. But as a business, right, if you stock up more on weekends, your money will get locked. And importantly, when you stock up more perishable items like vegetables, fruits, right, it will get perished, and you will end up losing money. Overstocking, understocking is also a problem. So when to stock more, when to stock less, by looking at this chart, it gives you an instant idea, right? So this is another chart. When you see this one, so let's say you want to understand what factors are driving more sales, or why, what factor is driving more customers to my shop. When you plot this data after you run a survey, and when you put it here, you can see that the price is one of the important factor. When you give the price cheaper compared to your competitor, obviously more customer will come. So Walmart, right? The strategy is they buy it everything in bulk, everything in a huge lot. Hence, even they buy it everything directly from the manufacturer in bulk. If you buy it from the distributor or dealer, they'll add some commission, everything, right? So if you buy it directly from the producer or the manufacturer directly, obviously you can buy it at somewhat closer to the cost prices. So that too, if you buy it in bulk, It'll be very cheap. So if you buy it this way and if you can sell it at a very with a wafer thin margin, obviously more customer will buy. So price is an important factor that attracts the most of the customers. The next one is the ratings. Customers, they nowadays they give feedback, everything. That is second important factor. In case of any frustration, customer had to wait a longer time, and let's the product whatever is shipped was not up to the mark. You delivered the wrong product, and the return took longer time, right? So these are the feedbacks based on the ratings whatever they give, and convincing product descriptions. The product design should be very convincing. It should be very clear and crystal clear, right? Convenience the convenience of shipping time. For example, hey, don't ship it during weekdays. I'm not available. Ship it on weekends. If you have that option, yes, these are the factors that drives the customers more towards your business. Understanding these factors is very much important. So though the volume of the data is very high, the structure of the data is not the data structure is very unstructured, right? So the text data, you need to clean it, and then when you plot it, you can gain an insight and the patterns and everything in a matter of seconds. Okay, with visuals, charts, in terms of charts and everything, can understand what factors influence the customer behavior. The previous example, right? What factors, price, and identify, and whenever you give the offer, right? So buy one, get one free. So obviously customer will rethink, right? Even if they don't have the mindset of buying a specific product when they walk into a shop, after seeing the sale offer, definitely they change their mind. They may go and buy an additional product which they never thought of buying it. Okay. So, these are price is one of the important factor. Identify latest trend. These are the factors, right? You need to understand. So, for to understand the different factors and the trends and patterns, so obviously data visualization is very playing a crucial role. There are different types of charts are available. One is the line chart and area chart, and we have so many different charts are there. What is line chart? First, let us understand the line chart. Line chart uses the straight lines to connect the dots. Look here in the x-axis, I plotted the year-wise sales, right? And this is your dollars, the sales in terms of dollars, and the x-axis, I plotted the year. So you can see that the trend here, right? So you can, in 2001, how much dollars we made. In 2012, how much sales we made. 2013, how much sales. 2001, how much sales we made. And here it's all dots. So this is a straight line which connects all these dots in the case of line chart. Okay. So you can also have more than one line. So you can see the three different colors, three lines are there. So each line represents the what is that, the different categories. For it can be different category, it can be different segment, consumer segment, and what is that, consumer segment and corporate segment, and home shopping, home customer, so customer segment, right? Home office segment. So all the things you can see it here. So when to use line chart? You want to compare the trends over a period of time. When it comes to time chart, make sure that you are plotting the dates or time related thing in the x-axis. It can be year, it can be quarter, it can be month, it can be the day, or it can be week also. Okay. So if you want to understand the trends over a period of time, so that kind of situation, we use line chart. Seeing the increase and decrease in your revenue, this is very much helpful. We can understand the pattern very clearly. Let's say this is your furniture category. In the furniture category, there's a significant dip in sales during 2013. Now it is going up. So net, if you see all the three categories, we can see upward trend as on today. Okay, though there was a dip in the previous past, right? So you can see a upward trend. So when not to use line chart? When you have more data series. In this case, three categories. Let's say if you want to compare, if you are dealing the business with 100 countries, if you put all the countries, right, 100 countries, it will be confusing. It is not much help. In that kind of situation, don't use line chart. If we have different types of charts are available, we can use that later on. So in one liner, line chart works well for time. Okay, that you need to keep in mind. Next one is the area chart. It is same as your line chart. Okay, the only difference is if you see here, this is your area chart, and the area between this line and the x-axis, right? I'm talking about this one. Okay, I'm talking about this one. The x-axis and this line, filled with some color. Even in the case of area chart, we plot the time related information in the date or time related information in the x-axis. Okay, and even the area chart also helpful in terms of understanding the trend over a period of time. So here it fills the area between the x-axis and the line with some color, and it's stacking the data series on top of each other. So this is one category. This is your furniture category. This is your technology category. And the other one is the electronics category. So it stacks each stack each data series on top of one another. Okay, that is what we can see it in the stacked area chart. Area chart, so here in the we call this a stacked area chart. Okay. Okay, good, right? So very good. The trends are okay. So the trends are reduced at a glance, right? So with the area chart, the trends are reduced at a glance. And what is the purpose of the line chart and area chart? What is the exact difference? The line chart, primarily, we use it to view the trends over time for one or multiple series. In the case of stacked area chart, it shows the composition of data over time. So where you can see the total and the individual contributions from different series, right? Individual contributions from different series also, you can compare it side by side with the help of the area chart. Importantly, it's tagged area chart, okay? In the case of line chart, right, it represents the exact value of the data points, whereas the stacked area chart represents both the individual data point as well as their cumulative sum when stacked. In the case of stack, that is what is happening. I just go to the Power BI desktop. I just go back here, line chart. Look here. In this case, I already created the line chart. And if you see here, and what I do is I just click on the line chart. Look at this is what your line chart. Click on the line chart and look at your line chart got dropped here automatically. This is where visualizations pane. Under the visualization pane, you will find the line chart here. You will find the stacked area chart, all the things you can see here. This is called your area chart. This is called your stacked area chart. Okay. And here, what I do is I just go ahead and expand the dim date and then drop the month name here in the x-axis, and then the y-axis, I'm going to put sum of sales from the, in this case, I don't know which to dim date and sales W04. Okay, we'll use sales W04. Both of them got linked, and here I'm going to drop the sales here. And then what I do is, look here, the moment I drop the sales in the y-axis, and in the x-axis, I drop the month name. You can see the month name, everything here. And then if you look here, and if you see on the right side, right, this is called your section. We have something called x-axis section, month name I mentioned. All I did was I just dragged and dropped it in the visual itself inside, but behind the scene, it automatically drops the column here. Or the alternately, you can drag and drop the month name in the x-axis, and y-axis you can drag and drop it. This way also you can do it, okay? And then you have the and then you have something else called legend. Okay, in the legend, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the category column here. Look here, there are three categories are there. Now we can see three different data series. Okay, this one is related to the top one. Look here, it displays the legend also for each category. It shows the different color. For example, technologies were maroon color, and office supplies is blue color, and green color is furniture, right? You can see this one. And here the title is there, visual title, and everything is there. And if you want to change the font size for the x-axis values and y-axis values, you can click on the format your visual, and here you will find the x-axis on, right? And here you can see the values. You can increase the size of this one, and then you can make it bold. Look here, your x-axis values are in bold here. I am going to increase it a little bit bigger, and the 12 and 13, 15. Okay, and I just increase it. Yeah, at one point, it is not increasing much. Okay, fine. Max area height. You can adjust this one also. This is not much helpful in this case. And then here, the y-axis. Next one is the y-axis. Y-axis. I'm going to values. I'm going to increase the font size. And then I'm going to select the B bold. And here in the x-axis, y-axis, right? Y-axis, what is this? Visual is responsive to return the axis boundaries, for instance, enlarge the visual. Okay. And range auto. And I'm going to enable the title here. So when I enable the title, you can see the sum of sales. You should know, right? Whether it's a sales or profit. And here I'm going to say the bold. Sum of sales. You can see it. And similarly, you can give the title for the x-axis also. Look here, you can toggle this to on. And you can see the month name. Okay, month name. We'll make it bold. And probably you can increase the font size a little more. And 11. Month name and sum of sales. X-axis title, y-axis overall title. So for that, you need to go to general and click on the title. Yes, sum of sales by month, right? Month name and category. So here, instead of saying sum of sales, give some meaningful name. Total sales. Total sales by month, and then we can go and increase the font size. For example, I'm going to increase it for 15, and then I make it bold. And the text color, I'll make it to white, and then the background color, I'm going to make it black. Look here, total sales by month. The title name is pretty visible. And then I'm going to click on this middle one. Okay, center. So now it got centered, right? So your visual looks a little bit neat and clean. I'm fine. So, okay, and if you want to have a border, click on this one and go here and type border. Sorry, BO order. So there are certain things common sense, right? If you want to see if you want to display the border, click on type the border here, search, right? With the help of search, you can utilize it. You don't have to remember each and everything here. This is a visual border. Very difficult to remember, right? So visual border and all. If you type border in the search, it will give you the properties which start with border and all, where it is. Click on this on, toggle this on, and you can see the border here. Okay, you can rounded corners if you want to. If you want from the aesthetic point of view, you can slide it more. You can see the rounded corner. Look here, there's a rounded corner here. If it is a rectangle, right, it will not be good looking good. So rounded corner is good. So with this, you are able to understand, right? So the x-axis title, y-axis title, and the values how to change the font size and everything. Y-axis values, font size, and then the title, font size, and how to bold it, and how to center the title, overall title, x-axis title, y-axis title, and overall title. And if you want the legend, right, you can, very well, go to the format and type legend. Legend is already on, but it is displaying on the top left. And what you do is probably you can toggle this top so that you will get more space. And if you hover the cursor here, in the black color rectangle, you can see each category, how much sales we made. In furniture, 1,99,000 we made. Office supplies, 141K we made almost. Technology, 250K we made. Okay. So along with the colors, you can see the category name also. With that color also, you can make out. The green is furniture, and the red is technology, not the red, maroon is technology, and so on. Along with, you can see this is called your tool tip. This is called your tool tip. Okay, remember this. And similarly, if you hover the cursor here, you can see this one. So now my line chart is over, and we explored all the important properties. And then now I click on this, add data to your visual. Now what I do is I'm going to click on this area chart. So by selecting this visual, if you want to convert to something else, you can simply first select this visual and then click on the desired visual. So now it got converted as an area chart. It's pretty simple. And if you hover the cursor here, you can see the office supply. The same thing you can see it here, right? You can see that here. And if you want to see it stacked area chart, this is what is stacked area chart. So each series stacked one over the other. Same thing you can see here, not much difference. Now with that, you can understand the green color is furniture, and on top of that, the office supplies. On top of that, you can see the furniture got, furniture is at the bottom, and the maroon color technology is stacked on top of everything. So the highest value is stacked on top of the other series. Okay, you can see it. And you can understand that in the technology, we are really doing great job. In furniture, we are doing kind of okay, but in July, in all the three categories, we could see a decline in sales performance. So now you understood in one go how to create a line chart and area chart and stacked area chart. So the only difference is between the x-axis and this line, it filled with colors, right? The colors. So, rather than looking at this one gives you more clarity, right? Where it starts exactly, where it ends. You can see it very clearly here. And also you have something called marker here, mark, which, if you want, you can mark it with that markers. And when you click on it on, you can see that, the markers it got. So you can change the shape of the marker also. For example, if you want to change it to something else, you can say whatever thing that you want, or you can increase the size of this marker also, so that it will be pretty clear. So what I would suggest, right, you click on this visual. I'll share this report file. Click on this visual. Once you click on this visual on the right side, and if you click on this, this one, right, the add data to your visual. In the x-axis, what column that is? Month name. Look at the month name. In the x-axis, this is the one I used it. I'll just clear everything. So in the x-axis, I use the month name. And then the y-axis, I use the sum of sales. And then here, you can find something like this. In the secondary axis, you have some count of order ID. You just keep the cursor over here, and then probably you can click on it here. You can see count of order ID, right? So order ID column, I dropped it, and then I selected the count distinct. So here you can see how much sales we made, how many orders we executed month on month. You can see. So you have two y-axis here, secondary. That's why we call secondary y-axis. So likewise, you can go and explore all the visuals. It's pretty straightforward. Even a 10th standard state